Alright guys, so today we're looking at a brand new stock which is IPO'd about a month ago. So from IPO price of 39, shoot up all the way to 64, came as low as 33.50, which was essentially 50% drop from its highs. And now on Friday it closed at $51.57. At this price, this stock is $24 billion valuation. So first of all, what did I do? And then we're going to take a look at other IPO that I'm comparing this stock with. And let's go with that one before we take a look at the price levels and why do I think that the stock could possibly go a lot higher. So it is a tech name. CoreWeave operates as a cloud platform that provides scaling, support, and acceleration for generative AI. The company builds the infrastructure that supports compute workloads for enterprises. Its products include GPU compute, CPU compute, and storage services, networking services, managed services, and virtual and bare metal services. So, company based in Livingston, New Jersey, incorporated 2017. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this. First of all, like the price action. So this is a 1 hour chart. So I'm going to switch to daily chart. So a lot of firms out there, they have a new IPO rule of like a 200 days. So when any company becomes public, they want to give it at least 2-3 quarters of earnings. So this stock has earnings coming up 14th of May, which is we have let's say 2 weeks or so. Okay, so and I want to show you this chart. So this is not a monthly chart, but this is OPEX to OPEX chart. So yeah, a lot of people will see, okay, what it is. What it is. So you can see this OPEX shenanigans. The moment it opened, of course, it didn't have options. But as soon as they launched options, this stock, I think, started flying and pretty much gave it back, right back to the price where opened, where it IPO'd essentially, and then flushed down a little bit, went briefly lower than IPO price, freaking out a lot of people and pretty much flushing out the weekends, and then it started resuming its choppy uptrend. So I'm comparing this stock to another name, which is in terms of valuation and the way it traded when it went public, it is looking very similar. But I don't think that, it might look one-to-one like this, but we know there's like algos and a lot of essentially algorithms and pretty much funds. They're going to treat the stock the same way, and pretty much for me, it's all about like recognizing the pattern and pretty much be open-minded at the same time, like what stock can do. But I'm comparing it to Reddit's IPO price action, where essentially identical thing happened. Maybe in terms of like dollar valuation, it did look similar. You can see as Reddit IPO'd somewhere around 45, it did shoot up to 75, came straight back down, flushed down below IPO price, and it kind of like grinded its way up to this like high that it saw, and then rejected that price at some point, consolidated until again earnings of the stock improved. So essentially 3 quarters of earnings report, and then it started melting before we saw this big flush down move lower. So similar thing I'm expecting for CoreWeave. Essentially IPO date looking like identical timing. Reddit IPO'd somewhere around April last year, 2024, March. Identical timing, like 1-to-1. So this is my template. This is what I'm watching essentially. So as they report earnings, yeah, sure it can grind its way up to these $65 levels. Let's go back to CoreWeave, and then it can make its way up to $100 level, maybe even more. Okay, so here's another thing I want to show you guys. So this is volume leaders. This is okay. I'm not advertising this one, but I like it just to be able to see large orders. You can see all these clusters, these are the largest orders like dark pool and like block orders, big orders that come in and they leave their footprint. Where when this stock went IPO, you can see largest orders came in. Number one, number two, number five at around $40 levels. And then as soon as stock went up like 50+%, you can see where the selling came in. As soon as they sold, I don't see even the other large orders here up until like here, number 9, right somewhere around here, literally in May, in the beginning of the May. Looks like last week it came in somewhere around 13 million contracts. I mean, $13 million value. So essentially 300,000 shares were purchased, $45.40. So this is the area I would be watching. So essentially 40.45 acting pretty solid support, which is this is where the big orders came in. But at the same time, these levels should act a little bit as a resistance as well. 55, I want to say 60, 62. So these areas I would be watching as a resistance for this stock. But as soon as it clears, I'm not expecting the stock to trade clean, okay? Just take a look at the Reddit, and in terms of shares outstanding, it's very like capitalization, it's looking very similar. So it's gonna have this shenanigans of Christmas tree like price action. It will chop you up if you're not a swing trader. If you are somebody who buys and holds, and if you're like swing trader with a horizon of, let's say, 30 days at least and more, I think it could be looking okay. But I don't like when like new IPOs come to the market and they trade like this, like Christmas tree. One day it's up, another day it's down. And I think it's going to be similar, very similar price action to Reddit until it breaks out. So let's see what they report. But so far for COREWEAVE, this is the price action I'm watching. 54, a little bit of a resistance, and then I'm watching 61, the highest closing price, and 64. So these are the price levels, and at the same time, so far it hasn't been too long. That's why I'm using 20-day and 5-day moving average, basically moving averages. So far, you can see this gray line on my chart right here as it goes down, 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 and then it's acting as a support right now. So as soon as it got back above it, it was acting as a support. So this is your support. This is what I would use actually for any large cap stocks. And at the same time, this blue line right here, 20-day moving average at the moment for COREWEAVE, somewhere around $43. So far, we have a little bit of an uptrend, but again, it can shake and bake just like Reddit has done. So that's what I'm watching. This is first time we're looking at this name. You can see volume has been pretty low after it went public as well. So yeah, let's see what they report and then we'll go from there. So far, momentum, I want to say bullish right here. But again, you got to be careful. This is a new IPO. Thanks for watching. This is not a buy or sell recommendation. This is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only. And I think this stock at some point by October, November, it can definitely trade in triple digits, $100+ levels. Thanks for watching. See you again. Take care. Peace.